Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's your boy 3Li, and welcome to Boss Rush Island 5. Today we're going to be getting 90 scores against Bloonarius, and, we're going to be starting off with a 013 Druid on Strong, as well as a 011 Druid on Strong. I would have liked to get a higher score for y'all, but quite frankly, in order to get a higher score, you really have to just maximize how much you're willing to, lag out the game, and I wasn't willing to do that. I also spent like 30 minutes on one run because my game would just go down to 5 frames per second at the most, and really all that for like plus 15 score. Do you really want that? Do mobile players want their own guide? I'm not gonna make 2 videos. That's a lot of work. So yeah, we're just gonna start off and get both of our druids up to 013s, and then we're going to go for another druid on strong, of course, 013. And then we're going to go for, you guessed it, a 4th druid on strong, 013. Once we have the money for it, of course. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, my bad. But yeah, if you guys are lacking monkey knowledge a little or whatever, you guys can place a boomer before I do. But if you have, max monkey knowledge, then you can just get down your 310 boomerang when I do. 310 boomerang is more than enough to handle defenses, and it is actually ideal to leak down at least a couple of lives early game. But anyways, we're going to go down, get our brickle, and then we're going to place down a boat on last. It's going to be a 310. We don't need the hotshots cross path, as we already have hotshots as like the modifier. If you look at it, everything's on fire, and that's because the flamed tips or whatever. But yeah, pretty much we just use our brickle ability whenever it comes up, and we're going to be putting down some destroyers on last. If you're a little bit more lazy than I am, you can start off with them on strong, because we are going to be moving them off to strong later. As you can see, I'm placing everything but my first 2 on strong, and now we're just going for more destroyers and an embrittlement. This guy's going to be a 420. The 420 is, going to be able to keep it up, more uptime of debuff compared to a non-cross path. Then we're going to get up more glaives and switch all of our buccaneers to strong targeting, as we are going to be upgrading them to aircraft carriers, and we don't want the planes to just be flying towards the entrance. As you can see here, there's some camos trying to show up, so we're just going to get up a 2nd aircraft carrier, and then we're going to want to get down a 320 fighter plane, and then 420 Operation Dartstorm on Wing Monkey. You guys can get that guy up before the aircraft carrier if you really prefer, as, it depends on how much lives you have. I had about, I think, 70 or 80, so I was fine leaking a little. But if you guys are behind in live some, you are going to want to get up the Operation Dartstorm or earlier, thank God, so that you don't die to camos. Then we're just going to be spamming down more of these aircraft carriers on strong. You can upgrade one of them to hotshots like I do, and then get down another embrittlement because it's out of range of the first one. Yeah, you can upgrade one of them to hotshots like I do. The hotshots is just to defend against the lead balloons that show up in the rounds like 30 and up or something, I don't know. The lead balloons aren't too terribly much of an issue, but if for only $500, it's kind of just why not. But yeah, pretty much we are spamming aircraft carriers, and the better strategy that I didn't want to use is to just really keep on spamming aircraft carriers. I mean, we have down a pretty good number of them, and they are very, very powerful. It would actually be better if we had them all inside of Brickle's range. I didn't even notice it till now, but we do not, which is very, very stupid. That being said, it doesn't really matter because I was kind of hard stuck in 90 pops for pretty chill strats anyways. But yeah, we save up and we get up a super brittle. This guy should be more to the left than that first embrittlement was. It's a 501, so just keep that in mind. And now we get up another aircraft carrier. This is pretty much like a good number of aircraft carriers. If you get too much more, then you're going to be lagging a lot more than I am, and I'm already starting to, be missing a couple of frames. So yeah, we just go for a carrier flagship here to get a 10% boost to all of our damage. This is kind of overkill. We already have enough money to be switching to a Megalodon, or start switching to a Megalodon. So if you don't want to, you don't have to spam quite this many aircraft carriers. We're still going. Sorry, I recorded this like an hour or 2 ago, and yeah, I mean, we're lagging here. Please don't spam this many aircraft carriers. You don't have to. While I be an idiot and make my game lag, you guys should go leave a like, subscribe, and use code YOBOY, that's YOBOI, in the BTD6 store to help me out here. But yeah, finally, I'm starting to go for beast handlers. Each of these aircraft carriers, they sell for about $10,000, which means all you need to do is sell 5 of them in order to afford the Megalodon, and that is assuming you already have 4 orcas down. Please, for the love of God, start selling them by now, because, I mean, this is just an absolute lag fest. I can't even see the boss. I mean, who wants to play this game? Come on. But, yeah, just get down your 4 orcas, make sure they're merged, and then start selling a couple. You're going to want to have 1 or 2 still on the map, and you can switch them to, like, first targeting to be safer. But yeah, once you can sell, like, let's say you have all 4 orcas, you can sell 4 or 5 of them, and you can, 4 or 5 of the aircraft carriers, and you can afford the Megalodon, because it's only $45,000. Or if you are missing an orca, you'd need to sell 6 or 7 of them. It's that type of math. So here I'm finally selling stuff in order to get down my 3rd and 4th orca so that we can get up the Meg. You can also sell a super brittle, as it's not really going to be in range forever, so you can kind of switch it up some. It is safer to have more aircraft carriers down, but yeah, finally I sell them, and then I switch my carrier flagship to first. And here's where I realized, oops, I forgot that I have my super brittle, which I also could have sold. But yeah, we're just going to start merging a bunch of these great whites into the Megalodon. We do this until it shows that there is 132 power. You can see every time I press merge, it shows the power number, or alternatively, you can click on them and you'll see the power number, and it is 132. Make sure your Megalodon is set to strong targeting. Aircraft carrier, we just leave on first, and you can buy hotshots if you want, but it's not necessary. Yeah, the strong targeting will allow it to target, the boss. It's pretty relatively important. I'm going to be speeding up the rest of this video to 170% speed, because it's pretty simple, pretty boring, whatever. But yeah, up next we're just going for a Spectre on figure 8. Thank you very much, game. And now we're going to be putting down some embrittlements to just make things safe. Where did I even put that embrittlement? What? I'm so lost. Oh, I put it near the entrance. It's right where the gray white shark is attacking. That's why I can't see it. But yeah, after that, you're going to want to get up a bounty hunter. The bounty hunter will extend the Megalodon's range so that during the couple of seconds where it's out of range, you can buff the range, and yeah, it'll be all fine. Alternatively, you can use a portable lake, which is what I believe I end up doing anyways, so not entirely sure why I got the bounty hunter, but hey, whatever, it's all fun and games. We're going to be using this carrier flagship on first in order to help defend against these DDTs, and you can sell it in order to get up the flying fortress, which I did with incredibly fast micro for me. Holy heck. But yeah, I sold the carrier in order to afford the flagship. Nope. Sold the carrier in order to afford the fortress, to help out against DDTs, and then you can see there's a little embrittlement in the top right hand corner who is helping to make the DDTs actually die when the Flying Fortress sees them. Otherwise, the Flying Fortress will, 1, not see them, and 2, not be able to deal damage, as the embrittlement will both decamo and de-lead the DDTs. So that's why we have down an embrittlement. You guys can get down 2 or 3 of them if you want to feel safer. However, I feel like the one that we have in the bottom left-hand corner is also helping out, which is why I feel pretty safe just having one of these guys. But yeah, here we go for the 402 Super Brittle. Super Brittle is, it attacks much faster, so you don't actually need the attack speed crosspath. And I do some other desperate things in order to try to, keep myself alive a little longer, but the truth is I'm going to die around 90, whether I like it or not. So you guys can really skip out on this this pond here I use for the Megalodon if you want to, because I die at 90 pops anyways, and you guys can get that just by having Flying Fortress take care of it. But yeah, hope this video helped you guys out. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out. Bye bye.